I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John chapter 16, verse 33. That was your scripture reading for today. It's now time for Shakeup with today's host being Mr. Augustine Ferdinand.
Thank you very much, Rajiv. And good morning to you and morning to the listeners of WEFM. Greetings to many of you who are joining us in the diaspora in the US of A. I know that many of you today are lined up and ready to vote. And this is another thing. It's not just presidential elections. There are other elections taking place across the US of A. Of course, the United States of America is still a leading economy. And therefore, whoever becomes president-elect of the United States to be sworn in January, no doubt the policies of the new administration will affect a lot of things globally. I know, for instance, I've been following quite a bit some of the stunts by both presidential candidates. One can expect change in energy policy. For example, Trump is pro-oil, and one will expect that with the Trump presidency, you'll have increased drilling of oil on US territory, and that in long term may result in the reduction of the price of oil. One can expect with Kamala Harris continued protection of Taiwan against Chinese aggression, not so much so with Trump. As a matter of fact, the stance I've seen with Donald Trump is that, in his opinion, Taiwan should pay for their protection. Also pertaining to the economy, the global economy, one can expect a more stable market with Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, where we may see increased inflation as a result of possible trade war between China and the United States. So there's a lot that we have to think about while we may not be American citizens. Like I said, the election of either one will result in many things globally being reshaped. I know there's a lot of focus also on what is taking place in the Middle East. One thing is for sure is that America's foreign policy will remain the same no matter what. Expansionist policy. You may see with Trump, though, a reduction of that policy more or less in terms of America's expansionism abroad, as he vowed to not give another cent to Ukraine. And you may see, as seen in with Afghanistan, the pullback of certain troops of America abroad. With Kamala Harris, you'll see the opposite of that. America's continued expansionism abroad. So there's a lot to think about with this election. Don't expect the results tonight. That will be ongoing throughout a period of time, because remember, it's 51 states, and that includes those living in Puerto Rico. And obviously you have US citizens abroad as well. So there's a lot that at stake that is in toss up for this election. I know there are many pollsters who say it's very tight, 1 to 3% margin, and we'll see how that go. In the United Kingdom, you have for the first time a black woman rising to the top of the Conservative Party in the United Kingdom, the Tory. That's also history. And we see many Brits are speaking out against the new fiscal measures of the Starmer government. Certain promises they made during the election, they somehow go on the flip side of that, the opposite side. So you have increased tuition, you have increased taxes and the like. But in following the issue in United Kingdom, I put it this way, it has to get worse before it gets better. And I think that is what the government in the United Kingdom is trying to do. But other than that, of course, greetings to those of you who are also listening in Europe and Asia, or many students abroad as well, those of you across the Caribbean region at the various advanced tertiary institutions. I know November is normally a busy time where you try to meet your deadlines for assignments and also preparing for exams due in December. And I wish you all the very best in that regard. I'll also take the opportunity to wish good friend and comrade and former Speaker of the House and also former Senator under Milton Keto's Labour Party, Mr. Hendrik Alexander, on his 80th birthday. Still young. If you converse with him and you see him, he's still sprightly and quite young. And I wish him long life, good health, and that he enjoy. Also, out of Antigua, I saw the announcement of the death of a long-serving member of the Antiguan Parliament. He served under the Labour Party for many years, and until recently, he ran as independent. Mr. Isot Michael, and it's tragic news out of Antigua, and my condolences to his constituents and all Antiguans who mourn his loss this morning, and also to Magistrate Colin John on the passing of his sister as well. So condolences to him also. But it's an interactive program as usual. Those of you who are also viewing online, good morning to you. Those who are listening via Star and Garifuna Radio. And remember the numbers to call, 457, the number to call 457-9997. That's 457-9997. That's the number you can call on landline and also WhatsApp to get interactive with the program. Today marks the 4th anniversary of the 5th term since the Unity Labour Party has been elected once again to serve you, the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines, on November 5th, 2020. Historic moment. And trust me, there's a lot that this government has done in just the past 4 years. It's a lot, and I'll list some of them here this morning. And the thing about it is that achieved so much despite the challenges that we face. And when I say challenges, I ain't talking about just a simple flood or a landslide. But I'm talking about 2 major events. That is the eruptions of La Soufrière, April 2021, and recently in July, the passage of Hurricane Beryl that saw devastation on the southern part of St. Vincent and Grenadines. That includes the southern belt of mainland St. Vincent and also the Grenadines. And despite those challenges, and some may want to even chime in the pandemic, but despite these challenges, we've seen immense progress. That includes what we see in capital city Kingston, the continued construction of a modern port of over $650 million. That also includes recently the upgrade of Arnesville Stadium with lights this time. That also includes the hosting of the 20. It includes continued upgrade at the stadium at Diamonds of Vince Beach Stadium, which includes not just the synthetic track, the football field, but also the stands and the currently ongoing, the administrative building, which will include the offices, the gym, bathrooms, and the like. It also includes the construction and completion of Holiday Inn Express, which we'll hear more about that this month, the 93-room hotel. It also includes the construction and completion, and this is private sector led, of course, in collaboration with government of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Rainforest Seafood at Kalakwa, that employs many persons in the fishery sector. It also includes the continued construction of the modern arrowroot factory. We also cannot forget, it includes the construction and completion of the many homes at Orange Hill. After the eruptions of La Soufrière, many persons who received their keys to their new homes, and on average where each property or lot is over 4,000 square feet. It also includes the building and completion of the homes just across from here at Lomans Bay for the relocation of persons from Rose Place. Yes, that was in 2022. It also includes, ladies and gentlemen, the retrofitting at the Modern Medical Diagnostic Center of the MRI machine, and where many persons, not just in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but also across the region, who come here and use the services offered at Modern Medical Diagnostic Center for the MRI machine. It also includes the completion of the Technical Institute in Petit Bodel. It also includes the continued construction of the Maracor Civic Center. It also includes the construction of the Beckwith Community High School, which will also have a TVET center. It also includes the Bailey Bridges at Overland and Noel, and where we continue to see the construction of bridges there, including the one also at North Union that is currently ongoing just across from the North Union Market in the constituency of South Central Windward. It also includes the increase in minimum wage of March of this year, and also includes the 7% increase for public servants over a period of 3 years, and also the reduction of taxes for Vincentians, where now we enjoy 28% in personal and corporate tax, and that anyone making less than $2,000 do not pay income tax whatsoever. It also includes, ladies and gentlemen, Recently, the construction and completion of the Bishop's College, Kingston. It also includes the completion of the grammar school. I'm talking about what just happened in 4 years ago. I ain't talking about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm talking about 4 years. As a matter of fact, if you want to zero in even more, is it 3 years? Because I talked about the pandemic and all that was done during the pandemic. It also includes the continued building of Mary Hutchinson School in Union Island and Stephanie Brown School that is currently ongoing at the moment. It also includes the arrival of JetBlue here in St. Vincent and Grenadines and increased flights also from American Airlines and Virgin Atlantic. Again, I'm talking about what just happened within the space of 4 years when you re-elect the Unity Labour Party for a 5th term on November 5th, 2020. Of course, we saw across St. Vincent and Grenadines the repairing and construction of roads, and not just asphalt, but also feeder roads. And recently, this week, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, we saw in North Leeward, where they had the opening ceremony for the Farmer Support Company and also Medicinal Cannabis Authority office in Chateaubelair. We also saw improvement in rehabilitation of clinics. You also have that at Byra. You also have, in terms of schools, including Carapan, we see the distribution of 2,000 tuition scholarships, 104 national scholarships, bursaries, exhibitions. We see more persons going off to study in Taiwan. And again, I remind you all these things and more, because I ain't touch on the support from because of volcano eruptions or even Hurricane Beryl. I ain't talk about food boxes and income support and where we have to shelter persons. I ain't talk about none of those things. All these things in the space of 4 years and more. And of course, I ain't talk about the recent groundbreaking of the acute care hospital here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And at the end of this, you could say, what a government. All of these and much more, despite the many challenges that we face as a country, of course, recovering or coming out as a result of the impact of Hurricane Beryl. One I didn't mention, in March, the opening of Sandals, and employ hundreds of Vincentians. Very significant. So, tremendous progress amidst the challenges. And all of this can only happen with strong leadership, a strong government, a government that has vision, ideas, and a government that knows how to get things done and deal with all the challenges that we face at the same time. I see we miss a call, but you can call back 457-9997 to get interactive with the program. Celebrating 4 years of our 5th term. And we are proud, those of you who voted Unity Labour Party on November 5th, 2020, I thank you. And I'm quite sure you too are proud, because with all the challenges that we face, we all know that the NDP couldn't handle none of this, while at the same time making these progress. We all know that. Make it was the care to deliver on a promise of $100,000 in bursaries. But let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Good morning, Mr. Ferdinand.
Yes, good morning. Greetings.
Oh, greetings to you. Greetings to you. While you're on the topic of good things happening, yesterday, I was listening to Nice Radio. I don't know if you heard it. A gentleman called in from Barbados looking for workers from St. Vincent to go and work in Barbados. They need construction workers. They have to be skilled, and they gotta have a passport, etc. So Bert told the guy to message Nice Radio, PBS Nice, and give all the information. I'm saying to myself, don't St. Vincent need the same kind of workers?
Yep.
We have the workers there of need, and here is somebody called from Barbados that needs skilled work, and I have to be trained. We have the same people in St. Vincent.
You know what is?
I mean,
you know what is funny with that is that they won't use the same medium to encourage persons who are seeking a job to go and work.
It's amazing. I wanted to call Noel Jackson yesterday because he was on the topic of labor, etc.,
Yes.
and tell him about it, but the time's kind of short. I say, this is so ironic. Oh my Lord, I can't believe it. We shortage of working. We need the same labor, but yet Barbados want them to come there. Plus, they got to get passport, which will cost them money to get passport to go there and they have to be skilled and trained. And like people say things are rough it's in Vincent and this and that. Listen, I called a hotel in Barbados yesterday because my mom, God spare her life, that should be 95 in December. I want to go and spend her 95th birthday with her.
Nice.
I stayed at this hotel before, and when I called yesterday, they told me limited space. They asked me for $340 per night. I say, are you crazy? And that just includes breakfast, nothing else. How much is Sandals charging per night? And you get everything inclusive of Sandals. And this hotel wants $340 per night, and all you get is breakfast. I stayed in 2022. I mean, it's a nice hotel. It's highly rated according to what they're saying, but I'm sure it's not the best hotel in Barbados. But $340 and just breakfast, because I'm looking for something in walking distance of my mother. And you're talking about things are rough in St. Vincent. $340 US and US dollars. Think of it, US dollars per night. I only get free breakfast. Oh my Lord!
All right, man.
Anyway, you're always crying down. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
man. Thank you for your contribution.
All right. No.
Okay, it's now 11 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so we'll take a short commercial break and then resume with the program.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we line it, with the red and white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience. Hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack, Interbrand Cargo. Call shipments today.
Did you know? Have you used them? Vertus, Medushi, Lilies. These are among the best bathroom tissue products available any place. Excellent quality, larger sheet sizes, and more sheets per roll. Check them out and compare with others. And guess what? Guess what? These are produced right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I tell you, Vinci's have class. Yes, real class as always. Let's keep our standards high. Buy Vertus, Medushi, and Lilies. Made by St. Vincent Containers.
It's that special time of the year again. Paramedics now has all your needs for the season. We have the best in window and kitchen curtains, king, queen, and full-size in comforters and bed sheets, bathroom mattresses, bathroom towels, kitchen appliances, microwaves, ninja blenders, juicers, and toasters. Check also for your laundry detergent and fabric softeners, Victoria's Secret and Bath and Beyond creams and splashes. We carry pots, frying pans, dinner plates, teacups, and so much more. Shop early at Paramedics this Christmas to avoid the rush. The management and staff thank you for your support throughout 2024 and wish you a bright and prosperous 2025. Call us at 451-2763 or WhatsApp us at 531-9119.
It's time for Shakeup on WEFM 99.9.
So yes, we are back in studio of WEFM. I am your host, Augustine Ferdinand. Remember the number to call, 457-9997 to get interactive with the program. So I list out a list of projects ongoing and completed, and I haven't mentioned a good bit of those in private sector, especially diamond era, where we see a lot of new businesses pop up. You're talking about couriers, distribution, and the like, ACE, etc. Similarly to in Bucament with Buccaneers and other restaurant establishments in that area. But with all these initiatives, you still have some persons who will try to convince you that nothing has happened of recent under this government. And mind you again, all of these initiatives are within 4 years, since 2020 to now. All of them that I mentioned here today. Port, you have Holiday Inn Express, you have continued build out of the stadium at Diamond, and where we currently have the construction of the administrative offices. The lighting of Arnesville, lighting and upgrading, an upgrade of Arnesville Stadium, completion of grammar school, Carapad or Sinclair Deacon Secondary, continued construction of Beckwith Community High. You have MRI services in the country. Also, I should include extra services at different polyclinics across St. Vincent and Grenadines. Continued build, construction of the modern air route factory. You also have the completion of the temporary school for Sandy Bay Secondary at Mount Young. You have, in terms of the homes built at Orange Hill, similarly to the relocation of persons from Rose Place, which took place in 2022. Talk about the upgrade of different polyclinics, smart clinics, that is, including Barley. You have upgrade in terms of bridges and the installation of Bailey bridges at Noel and Overland, similarly to at North Union. Repairing of and construction of asphalt and feeder roads in this country. Distribution of 2,000 scholarships, 104 national scholarships, bursaries, exhibitions, scholarships. All those and more, including support for persons affected by loss of fare, where we relocate persons, we feed persons, house persons. Similarly to with the impact of Hurricane Beryl, we continue with the income support and food boxes and the like. The completion of the school at Arnesville, the temporary school for students from Union Island. Similarly to continue the works on Mary Hutchinson and Stephanie Brown. All these things and much more that the government is doing within 4 years. since he elected it for another term on November 5th, 2020. And despite all these things happening, including the increase in minimum wage, the reduction of taxes in this country from 30% to 28%, and where persons, the increase in taxable threshold, where persons making less than $2,000 don't have to pay income tax, the increase in salaries by 7% over 3 years. All these things and much more, this government has done and continues to do. But yet, there are those in this country, including the opposition, who will tell you that the government ain't do nothing. You have Holiday Inn Express. Sandals opened its doors. Arrival of JetBlue. You have more airline arriving this month as well. But yet, again, there are those who will tell you that the government ain't do nothing. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Good morning, young man.
Greetings. Good morning. I'm blessed, man.
I was looking out for you over the weekend. I didn't see you.
I on Saturday, you had this thing. I was looking for you there because I thought you would have participated in the race down to from Bokomen to Leyu.
But I had that. They had the kind of bliss, and there was the opening of the opening of National Fast 5 netball. So it was. So by the time we left, and in fact, Saturday I missed a good session with Dr. Rosemary Bell Antoine.
Yes.
Because there was the opening of National Fast 5 netball. So I was kind of juggling. It was a real rough weekend. In fact,
you had so much happening, huh? You had so much happening.
Yeah. When Minister Brewster got to in fact, he got in late, just about when they were about to give the vote of thanks. He came from a funeral. So we jokingly told him, road really turned into a funeral. No, but Mr. Ferdinand,
yes.
It's interesting because we just came off Independence Day activities after 45 years. Congratulations to the people and government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes.
And up to last night, I was discussing with some friends that have we tapped into festival tourism. You have, for example, over the Independence weekend, you had 400 St. who came in. Some came in with bikes, some came in with vehicles, cars, pickups, what else have you. And those persons are not like the traditional tourists in an all-inclusive hotel. They will go out to buy stuff for breakfast.
Correct.
They will eat out. They'll have dinner out. They'll spend a lot of money in the gas stations buying fuel and what else have you. They'll spend money on tires. They will spend money at the races. But have we really tapped it? And that is money that goes directly into the economy. It's not going into a hotel, then filtered down to staff. It goes directly into the economy, the vendors, the restaurant owners, you name it. And it is a niche market, I think, St. Vincent and the Grenadines can really, really, truly develop because it is just for a few days. Festival tourism. There's a lot that can be done. St. Vincent is in dire need of a motocross track. That is where more persons would come in. Because a lot of the bikers, those I know ask me, Robertson, is there a motocross track? We want to come in. The guys from Martinique and Guadeloupe want to come in. The Bajan want to come in to challenge each other on the track. And if you may very well have 100, 200 bikers coming in just to race each other on the track.
Well, I believe one of the things recently that happened on weekend with Cannabis, and I expect more of that to happen. Because the tourism authority, I'm quite sure, have identified that with more festivals, you'll attract more people, not just from the international community, but regionally. And I think what happened even on Sunday, what happened that evening shows that there's the appetite for it. So cannabis is one of them, for sure.
Yes, in fact, Sunday, I spoke with the Grenada Minister of Agriculture who was here. He supported the venture. He was quite enthusiastic about the whole event, cannabis. Sunday, I suggested to Minister Camilo Gonzalez, will cannabis become an annual reggae festival? And he looked at me and he shook his head. And the next morning, the agriculture minister confirmed, and I support that. I think the venue doesn't have much to do with the venue, but just pay more attention to planning. From what I saw on Sunday night, there need to be more tighter planning in the management of the event. I'm quite impressed with the local artists, that local band Kinetic. I'm saying it publicly. I think they need more exposure, because the more you get to play with foreign acts, you get to back up international artists. You get to play more. You get tighter. And I'm impressed with the band Kinetic. They just need greater exposure. We could do a lot better with our stage lighting. This is an area St. Vincent seriously needs to address. Stage lighting. Our song engineering, they may have to do like St. Lucia. They brought in experienced, skilled song engineers to work with local song engineers to pass on that knowledge, that extra skill set to make them better. That is something that they could look at. I think the name cannabis is unique. St. Vincent cannot go wrong by making it an annual event. Just have to have a date as to when. Will it be just before the Independence weekend, or will it be the first weekend after Independence? Because you have people who can come in on the ferries from Grenada, St. Lucia, Martinique for Independence. And if you have the festival close enough, they can also partake. So that adds more value to the tourism product.
Yes.
So it's a very good venture. Like the St. Lucia Jazz Festival, the Dominica Creole Music Festival. At the start, there were some teething problems. That is expected. But what has to be done is you look at all stakeholders, not just the sponsors and the musicians,
Yes.
but you look at the media. What did you observe? How can we make it better? And you document that, and you prepare a document. So going forward, that's to be followed as to where we want to be next.
All right, then.
I
Thank
think
you.
it is good. So have a blessed
Thank
day,
you,
and
man.
you have some information for me regarding this weekend coming.
All right, then. Thank you.
Yes.
Bless.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. So, yes, that's Robertson Henry. And of course, other than cannabis, I know persons will be looking forward to 9 mornings coming in December. As per usual, persons also look forward to the 9 nights at Botanic Gardens. And then, of course, next year, you look forward to Easter. Series of activities, including regatta and the like. But you continue to have build out in that area. And at the same time, we see across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, even at the different establishments in terms of, because Roberts just mentioned the different bands, you have live performances. That's also done at different establishments. And talking of the different initiatives that pop up, we also have Maya Sweets at Diamond itself. And yet you have what I call the skeptics or the spreaders of misinformation who would try to convince the Vincentron population that nothing has happened under this government, or nothing positive has happened under this government. Despite all the initiatives that I mentioned here this morning, that had occurred just within 4 years, not 10 years, not 5 years, not 15 years, but 4 years while in office. We see them visibly in terms of the port. We also have the clearing of the land adjacent to Cocoa Company for the construction of the Hall of Justice and Modern Parliament. We also see temporary building of Parliament itself in Kalakwa. You have road upgrades also in that area. The homes that the government built at Orange Hill and Lomans Bay. You also have Modern Air Road Factory, Holiday Inn Express, upgrades at Annesville Stadium and also Diamond. All these things, but yet you have those who say that the government ain't doing nothing. Supports to farmers, irrigation support, production support. But yet there are those who say that the government ain't do nothing. Increasing the minimum wage, benefiting workers across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but yet they say the government ain't do nothing. Opening of Sandals, employing hundreds of young people across this country in the hospitality field, whether as bartenders, whether as housekeeping personnel, chefs, but yet they say nothing ain't happening under this government, nothing happening. Introduction of MRI service in this country. But yet they say nothing happening in this country. Installation of Bailey bridges at Noel and Overland and North Union for the construction of better bridges, but yet they said nothing happened under this government. Expansion of TVET skills and centers, including Petit Bodel. You have the continued construction of Beckwith Community High also to facilitate that, but yet they say nothing happened under this government. And all these things are just within 4 years since you re-elected the Unity Labour Party on November 5th, 2020. So how can you say that nothing happening on this government, but you can visibly see with your eyes all these things that I mentioned here to you? Just recently, we saw a lot of young scholars receive their scholarships right at Victoria Park. You have persons who started on Monday the set program. Monday, yes, Monday gone. Monday this week, set program. And on top of that, the stipend to these new trainees increased by $200 and $300. But yet they said nothing happening. Again, I ain't talking about 10 years or 15 years or 20 years ago. I'm talking within the space of 4 years. Homes are being repaired in this country. And not just, we built homes in Orange Hill for those who are severely affected by the eruptions of last year, or homes at Lomans Bay because of the port project where persons had to relocate from Rose Place. But we are repairing homes across this country, putting on new roofing, putting in windows. Persons significantly affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. But yet they said nothing happening. Many persons at different centers go with the ID card to collect the food boxes but yet they say nothing happening. We had the groundbreaking of the acute care hospital, which will advance the healthcare services in this country. But yet, they say nothing happening. Nothing happening. And while all these things are taking place, they can't even deliver. I'm talking about the NDP on a single promise of providing $100,000 in bursaries to students affected by barrel since July. You have increased flights to this country. Arrival of JetBlue, Sun Airways, you're going to have Win Air. But yet there's nothing happening. Again, I ain't talking about 5 years or 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm talking about right in this term. But yet there's nothing happening. Recently, the Prime Minister made some announcements during his independence address. And bucket show with budget, estimates and budget coming up. You'll hear more. Reduction of taxes. Where the NEP will tell you that the government killing people with tax. While the government putting more money in your pocket. With the reduction of taxes, the increase in taxable threshold. So we have a call coming in. Let's take this call. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup.
Mr. Ferdinand, what is the name of that firm that the NDP goes to when they campaign to get money from away? What do you call it again?
Well, originally it was the Strategic Communications Laboratories, SCL.
SCL.
And then it metamorphosed into Cambridge Analytica.
Right, Cambridge SCL.
That's the PR firm.
Yes.
Yeah, the PR firm.
You don't find it funny that oh God, what's the name of our party? What do you call them again? The NDP. You know, found it funny that no matter how we laugh and ask them about the $100,000, have they ever come back and say anything about it?
No, quiet as a lamb.
Quiet as a lamb. There's absolutely nothing. Suppose that SCL firm promised to give them that money, yeah? And we all, since I know myself, I heard the NDP owes those people money. But suppose they call and say, we'll lend you the money. We'll send the money for you to give away. And add it on to the bill. Yeah, see, they must trick them.
You know, Carl, I will tell you this. And this is why it's something says it's funny, but really not funny. Because persons who are on social media, I'm talking about Facebook here, will know and see that there are a lot of NDP ads that are being sponsored online. When I say sponsored online, as in you have to pay Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook company for those ads. And it's a lot of money. A lot of money. So you have money to sponsor all these ads, spreading, mind you, a lot of misinformation. But yet you can't find money to give the students affected. No, man.
Not that they promised them. They said they would give them.
Yes.
They said they would, but they have not opened their mouths from then to know and told us anything at all.
Exactly.
I think they better watch that SCL or the Cambridge Analytica, yeah, because I don't trust them. I wouldn't trust those.
All right, then. Thank you. I'm very serious, and you know, I ain't come in here and talk falsehoods. I can't be sued for it because it's the truth. You go on social media and you see on a regular basis where the NDP sponsors a lot of ads on Facebook and a lot of ads pushing a lot of misinformation. Sometimes there are events that they're doing. They have money to pay a billionaire, Mark Zuckerberg, his company, but yet can't find money to give affected students. That they promised since July. Since July. But they have money to give Mark Zuckerberg, a billionaire, to help beef up his company. Could you imagine that? But that says a lot about them. And while they're doing that, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to invest in the people and help the people, provide relief to those in need, put in the money where the pain is. Put in the money where the pain is. And you know, the other thing about it, and I see someone sent a message. But the other thing about it, it shows that they don't care at all about the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They don't care. They don't care at all. They don't care at all. They don't care one bit.
And when you come and tell...
And that is why even Candyman some mornings ago had to talk about it. Because it's the truth. You have money to beef up Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook company. To give Mark money, a billionaire, on a regular basis. You pay Mark, but you can't find money since July to the students affected by Beryl.
Tell me, put the money where the pain is. We take the money and we give it to the people and we spend it on the people, and you're vexed with that. Because you prefer to spend your money and give it to Mark Zuckerberg and the owners of Facebook and other social media platforms to pay to run ads daily. Daily. I'm sure they already spent $100,000 on Facebook ads since Beryl, the NDP. And they can't find the 100,000 to give the people that they promised them. Put the money where the pain is. Mark is in pain.
How are you done?
Calm me down, calm me down, calm me down, calm me down. Calm me down, calm me down. And when you come and tell me, put the money where the pain is. We take the money and we give it to the people and we spend it on the people, and you're vexed with that. Because you prefer to spend your money and give it to Mark Zuckerberg and the owners of Facebook and other social media platforms to pay to run ads daily. Daily. I'm sure they already spent $100,000 on Facebook ads since Beryl, the NDP. And they can't find the 100,000 to give the people that they promised them. Put the money where the pain is. Mark is in pain.
How are you done?
Calm me down.
Yeah. Up to now, November 5th, since July, the students, the children affected by Hurricane Beryl, ain't see a red cent from NDP. The NDP who say, oh, we will give you, not me give you, no, we'll give you. Up to now, thankfully, the students ain't bothering because the government is already providing for them. Thankfully. As a matter of fact, that may be why the NDP neither here or there, because they have so much confidence in the government to continue to provide and help the students in need that they ain't even bothering. But as Ms. Harold say, up to now, we ain't even say one word. I tell you, folks, that's just the NDP for you. But it's now 28 minutes to the hour of 12 o'clock. We'll take a short commercial break and then resume with the program.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we line it, when you got a white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience, hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SPG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Osto, the king of the outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy-duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SPG Tire Sales and Services in Kingstown, 457-1467, or in Arnisvale, 456-6444. SVG Tire Sales and Services. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
First National Bank is pleased to offer Vincentians the First National Bank Reserve. Get an unsecured loan of up to $30,000 for roof repairs, water tanks, generators, or any other protective measures. No deposit required, with interest rates as low as 8%. It's the First National Bank Reserve. Visit us at Heritage Square or call 456-1501 for more information. First National Bank Reserve, preserving the livelihood of all Vincentians. Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, here for you.
WEFM 99.9, home of quality programming. A source of reliable news and information. Home of legendary voices and music. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound. Visit us online at www.999wefm.com or call 457-9994. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound.
It's time for Shakeup on WEFM 99.9.
So yes, we are back in studio of WFM. I am your host, Augustine Ferdinand. Remember the number to call, 457-9997. That's 457-9997. You can also send us message on WhatsApp via the same number, 457-9997, or even call on that WhatsApp number as well. So the Unity Labour Party, 4 years in office since the last election, and has accomplished so much. Despite, again, because sometimes we look and say, oh, this is how much they did. But oftentimes we don't put it into context. All that progress, despite the challenges. And challenges, mind you, that the government has no control over. Had simply no control over. Government can't determine when stuff are going wrong. Can't tell a hurricane where to pass. That's the work of nature. And despite these challenges, we all can remember every morning in April after the 9th, you wake up and you're wondering to yourself, when stuff are going to stop blow? You remember that? You remember 3 days after you start to do your cleanup, you get your hose, you water down the place, sweep away, and then before you know it again, it's ash again. And despite that, by July, remember talking about April, you know, by July, the place was like back to normal. Persons even wondered where to a volcano actually erupt in this country. Here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that happened also while a pandemic was at play. Shelter persons, feed persons, build homes for persons, relocate persons, and also provide education while persons were also in the same schools, sheltered. Provide food on a daily and regular basis. Similarly too with burial. And build a modern port. Build a hotel at Diamond. Building our road factory. Bring in a MRI machine. Upgrade Annersville Stadium. Continue to build out the stadium at Diamond. Make sure Sandals is here. Have more flights to American Airlines and Virgin Atlantic and Air Canada and have arrival of JetBlue. Reduce taxes, increase salaries, increase minimum wage, increase scholarships. I mean, you have to wonder, how does this government make it work? And all that happening while some process say, oh, the government ain't doing nothing. More tech graduates, open new technical institute, Selena Clouden Hospital in Union, continuing to upgrade Beckwith Community High, similarly to Mary Hutchinson in Union. You have Kanawan Secondary School. I mean, all this within the space of 4 years. Let me take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes,
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Mr. Ferdinand, could you give me a call back, please, after the website program done?
Okay, sure.
I don't want to tell you this thing over here. You done 4 years now. I don't want to speak it over here. You call me?
Yes, sure, no problem.
Okay, all right, okay, thanks.
All right. Our road farmers continue to receive income support. You have persons who will be receiving income support also this month. Farmers, fisher folks, those in hospitality sector affected by burial. And you have some who say nothing happening under this government. You drive on knowing what side of the island. From North Union, going up to Overland, well, you're passing 3 Bailey bridges and continue to work on bridges. Hmm? You have South Rivers Clinic. Hmm? Extra services at polyclinics. But some say nothing happening in this country under this government. Again, I ain't talking about 10 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 24 years ago. I ain't talking about 4 years ago. Since you re-elected the Unity Labour Party in office on November 5th, 2020. Despite all these challenges, pandemic, eruptions of Lassafre, Hurricane Beryl, floods from Hurricane Elsa, severe droughts. And this government make it seem easy. And while all this is happening, and we recently passed the bill to allow certain categories of public servants to run for office. And while all this happening, all you hear from the opposition is noise and misinformation, and they continue to give money on Facebook while they can't give the students $100,000 in bursaries up to now. They're talking about CBI and one China policy. Yeah, the one China policy back in full gear. They would surely love Trump because Trump said that Taiwan would have to pay the United States in order to get their protection. They would love that. Because remember, the Trump and the NDP in the same organization, and they're right-wing political parties. They're buddies, same philosophy. And despite even them in the NDP that people who apply for CBI, they crooks and they shady characters, they're still going full speed ahead, telling you about CBI. The chairman of the NDP said that, People involved in citizenship by investment are crooks and they're shady and this and that. But despite that, they have no problem going full speed ahead with it. And you have to ask yourself why. I play it for you because we have to remember these things.
The problem is some people know that these are crooks, but they slip them through because the perks are great. When people have money that is not clean and they want to get into the CBI, the temptation is there for those in authority to override the screening.
But that argument you're using is an argument against the program.
No, it's not against the program. It's against those who are greedy and corrupt.
It's a legal way to circumvent visa controls that nations set up to screen people coming into their country. But it's also an opportunity for shady characters to mask their true identity and avoid suspicion as they travel around the globe.
Yeah, comments? There's so much money. Shady characters, there are certain things to hide. They corrupt. Come and say that to them. No one would think that, boy, with in that and with all that's happening, you see across the region and persons who finance terrorism becoming kittition and all of that, that they would mash the brakes and say, no, boy, stop while we're ahead. No, because the money is sweet. You ever hear about anything too good to be true? Yeah, but the money is sweet. So they don't care about the reputation of St. Vincent and Grenadines. They don't care how it negatively impacts us. They don't care about nothing about that or reputation. No, image, no. They just see the money. Just the money they see.
The problem is some people know that these are crooks, but they slip them through because the perks are great. When people have money that is not clean and they want to get into the CBI, the temptation is there for those in authority to override the screening.
You hear that? The temptation of those in authority. Who in authority mean? The money is so sweet that, boy, no matter how shady the person is, because the money is so sweet, you override. You pay no mind. You actually turn a blind eye to the shady character because the money is so sweet. It's so tempting. Cummins, the chairman of the NDP, said that. But hey, don't mind that. Don't mind what Cummins saying now. Just look at the money. Woo! What they say money for? You sell passport, you sell 50,000 passport, you get road, you all playing fields lighted. You get everything you want. Don't mind that the reputation of the country will go down a bit toward the passport. No, don't mind that. Don't mind the continued visa restrictions and threat of blacklisting. Don't mind all of that, man. The money. You have to look at the money. Yeah, the money sweet. Big money. Yeah, don't mind that. That is the NDP. And even though Cummins said, and even though they know that this idea is the wrong way to go, they don't care about none of that. They don't care. They don't care about none of that. And you know, the other thing about it, about this thing, is that I don't even have to come here and tell you some of the major policy initiatives that this government has embarked on in the last 4 years, you know. You hear me? I don't have to. Because even Sinclair Leacock himself actually went into detail as to not just the different programs or projects that the government embarked on, but he also went into the costing or the investment in the economy of these projects. You can't forget that, you know. Leacock himself mentioned these things. And when he said we are, what he say? We are what? Awashed. Yeah, he said we are awashed with money. He said money coming through, we is. So I didn't even have to come here and listen out for you, because he can say too. But yet it's the same people who will tell you that nothing happening.
Veils at a time that the government is representing to us that this country is awash with money. $300 million in the back pocket, 200 in the short pocket, another 100 million in the far pocket, some in the hand, money just coming through the airs. We got 300 and something up to this time last year and 400 and something. This magical highlighting of millions to blow people's mind, to give people the sense that we good. Things not hard in St. Vincent after all. There's millions about. The Prime Minister, not to be outdone by his son, says that over the next 3 years, we spending $600 million right the port. The guys them down in Buckerman to building the hotel, the Sandals, they're spending $500 million. NIS putting in $90 million up here. And we have hotels coming through A's. We have money up in North Windward. You know, lots of millions, 100 million stuff. You see, when they add it all up, we will end up spending about $3 billion over the next 3 years. Well, I've learned in politics to take the Prime Minister at his word. If he tells you so, believe him.
You hear what I tell you? I didn't have to come. I could have started off the program with that recorded. But of course, I list the other things. Not just the big items, but the other things that the government has done and continues to do within these 4 years. And you heard Leacock at the end, if the Prime Minister says so, you better believe him, it will be so. And it's so true. I mean, yes, we have the physical examples of AIA and Rabaka, but all these things that Leacock mentioned, they ain't happening. They happening before our very eyes. Port, Holiday Inn Express, yeah, hospital, they had the hotels, yeah, Sandals here. When you say hotels coming through our years and money coming through years, yeah. That is Sinclair Leacock, the vice president of the NDP. But hey, don't mind that. We'll just continue to tell you and try to convince you that the government ain't doing nothing. Let me take this call. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup.
Hello. Oh, I'm live on the radio?
Yes, you are.
Oh, sorry about that. I would like to speak to somebody. Maybe the secretary?
Okay, that will be the number outside, 4579994.
457.
9994.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
no problem.
Veils at a time that the government is representing to us that this country is awash with money. $300 million in the back pocket, 200 in the short pocket, another 100 million in the far pocket, some in the hand, money just coming through the airs. We got 300 and something up to this time last year and 400 and something. This magical highlighting of millions to blow people's mind, to give people the sense that we good. Things not hard in Simmons after all. There's millions about. The Prime Minister, not to be outdone by his son, says that over the next 3 years, we're spending $600 million by the port. The guys them down in Bookman to building the hotel, the Sandals, they're spending $500 million. NIS putting in $90 million up here. And we have hotels coming through A's. We have money up in North Windward. You know, lots of millions, 100 million stuff. You see, when you add it all up, we will end up spending about $3 billion over the next 3 years. Well, I've learned in politics to take the Prime Minister at his word. If he tells you so, believe him.
You hear that? If the Prime Minister tells you so, believe him. In other terms, the Prime Minister is someone that you can trust to deliver. That's basically what the man said, the Vice President of the NDP said that. I mean, you can't say that about God on Friday. Well, the thing is, they can't even deliver on 100,000 bushes and anything else they could deliver on. But in Prime Minister Gonzalez and his government, you can trust. That's a serious endorsement, That is a serious endorsement. And all the projects that he mentioned there, they are already happening, are being completed, and you have more being rolled out, including the acute care hospital. But I talk about the projects that is ongoing or have been completed. But we also have to look ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned that in North Leeward, we saw yesterday the ceremony for the office for the Chateaubelair, the Medical Cannabis Authority and Farmer Support Company, North Leeward office in Chateaubelair. Similarly too, you're going to have social services and housing offices in Chumuka. And next year, as promised by the representative for North Leeward, Honorable Carlos James, who is Minister of Tourism and Sustainable Development, you're going to have the construction of the administrative complex to provide for additional offices with the provision of government services, especially from customs, revenue office, financial services, and the like. So while I mentioned the projects that are ongoing, or that we have completed within the 4 years, we also have to look ahead. You have also the cultural hubs, the main one at Bellevue, where you're going to have the recording studio. You're going to have 3D animation, performing area, and the like. You're going to have smaller ones. In North Lewa, they're going to have Petit Bodel and Chomoka. And then they're going to have a main cultural and artistic center in Kingston, where the current port is. Because remember, when the port is relocated to where we are building the modern port, you're going to have a lot of free space for development. And that's also where this Unity Labour Party government will be looking to build an artistic and cultural center and use that area to expand the existing cruise ship berth facility. Well, at the same time, the acute care hospital as the anchor project for the build out of the new modern city is happening. And we continue to pursue geothermal energy. And as you heard from the Minister of Energy, Minister Brown, recently in Parliament, made mention of that, and I'll play it here for you before we leave the program.
Since the January meeting, several draft legal agreements have been under negotiation between the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Geothermal Company Limited and Serafi Energy, demonstrating our unwavering dedication to this project, Madam Speaker. The following terms have been agreed to in principle. A new special purpose vehicle will be established with Serafi Energy, funding 100% of the Phase 1 project development, removing any financial exposure from the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The project is planned to commence and deliver its first energy output by the end of 2026. Phase 2. As part of the expansion process, Serafi Energy proposes to develop a 5 to 8 megawatt geothermal power plants. Serafi proposes to develop green methanol for cruise ships and exports. Green methanol is a sustainable alternative to traditional methanol. Its production from geothermal energy further enhances the project's environmental benefits. Madam Speaker, Serafi requests the right for first refusal over the existing 400-acre geothermal zone for up to 5 years to explore other geothermal opportunities. These opportunities can include, but are not limited to, green hydrogen, ammonia, methanol through electrolysis as part of the closing conditions of this agreement. Madam Speaker, I want to close by commending this government's unwavering commitment to the geothermal project and towards our future energy security and supply of green energy, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Yeah? So you have exploration of other forms of renewable energy that they can pursue. The government's commitment to affordable energy and energy security remains in place. You don't hear the NDP talk about these things, because they don't care about development whatsoever. Their only one focus is how we get rid of labor. That's how they just operate now, boy. Like we just focus on getting rid of labor. How we govern is another issue altogether. We'll make it up as it go along. But you can't operate like that. And you know that this government has a plan. The government is delivering. And we are set on the future as to where we go next. Build out of Annesville modern city. Build out of a modern capital, Kingston, with port project, with Hall of Justice, with new parliament, upgrade of Tokyo, build out more homes for people affected by burial, repair homes for persons also affected by burial and so forth, increasing scholarship opportunities for young people across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, help business owners in this country. And that is how we move ahead, providing job opportunities, wealth creation, and continued modernization and transformation of our economy. 5 years, 4 years of the fifth term, And we are achieving and accomplishing a lot, despite challenges, pandemic, Hurricane Elsa, last fair eruption, and Hurricane Beryl. With that, I want to thank all who called in and interacted with me on the program this morning. Take care, be blessed, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Ferdinand, and that was today's Shakeup host. Right now, we bring to you WEFM's Midday News Headlines presented by our very own Deanna Kane.
99.9 WEFM.